Getting some breaking news out of Saudi Arabia, getting our first pictures from the site of those two oil facilities that were attacked last Saturday. Our Hadley Gamble joins us now live on the ground. She's currently on a tour of the Aramco facilities and has the latest. Hadley?
Hey, good morning, guys. So this is the second stop on our tour of Saudi Aramco. This is Al Haik Field. Now, this is a 70-year-old facility. As you can see behind me, this is one of the spheroids that was hit in these attacks. Remember, of course, that we heard earlier in the week from the Saudi Defense Forces. They were saying that as many as 18 drones and 7 cruise missiles were involved in this attack. They said that they were Iranian-made or had come from Iran, but they didn't pinpoint exactly where they had been launched from. One of the things I want to mention is they consider this facility the mothership. It is the largest oil and gas stabilization facility in the world. It is the mothership, really, of the Saudi Aramco operation. We're really at the heart of exactly what happened in terms of these attacks. Remember, of course, a spheroid like this one, they were explaining to us in terms of the fires. If you don't get the fires that we saw after those explosions, after those terror attacks, under control within the first 15 to 20 minutes, they said that the damage that those attacks had inflicted would have basically been irreparable, and that it was just mainly due to the immediate emergency response force in terms of pointing the hoses directly at these sphericals, that they were able to get those fires to such a level that the entire facility wasn't actually destroyed. The fires themselves, after those massive explosions that we saw that video from over the weekend, those weren't completely out for at least 7 hours, but they said it was the critical ability to get at those flames in that first 15 to 20 minute period that allowed them really to be able to save so much of the infrastructure of this facility. Remember, of course, we're talking about 5.7 million barrels per day that were knocked immediately offline here. Already, this facility is back up to 2 million after the weekend was complete. They had managed to get things back on track, at least enough to do that. The numbers, of course, coming from the oil minister earlier this week, completing the ability to get back to 11 million barrels per day in terms of the end of this month, and then 12 million barrels per day by November. They are sticking to those numbers because we were asking them again and again in terms of when we can see the completion of all of this work. But again, this is the largest oil and gas stabilization facility in the world. It is the mothership. It is the center, really, of Aramco's operations, really the lifeline of the Saudi economy right here, as you can see behind me. We're going to continue this tour. But again, this is just one of the many spheroids that were hit by these attacks. And just to run you through some of those numbers as well, just so that we're clear about what exactly happened here, we're talking about 11 hits on the spheroids in this complex alone. Also 5 hits in the columns in the stabilization area, like we showed you earlier with the Khurais field. We're going to continue our tour, guys. I'm going to leave it there with you. Back in a minute.
Hey, Hadley, really quick, while I have you, Journal yesterday said that the kingdom was seeking some diesel and gasoline supplies to save crude for exports. Do we take that seriously?
I've heard that behind the scenes. I haven't yet had that confirmed. As soon as I do, you guys will be the first to know. But certainly, it was expected, the conversations that we had in the last few days, particularly off the back of that press conference with the oil minister, that the fact that they have such a large amount of capacity was going to be able to pad them out for the coming months as well. So something definitely to keep in mind.